What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gaming with the Bros Cast, episode 186. My name is Harrison. I am joined by my brother Nick, as always. This is take two. We talked about Taylor Swift for a second, NFL. Yeah. Nick, how's your week, buddy?
Take two, going well so far.
Going well.
Crispy. My week was good. It's pretty chill. Yeah, didn't do too much. Just
Cool.
Yeah, pretty chill. We're taking snacks for her second and third heartworm shots tomorrow and Wednesday.
Okay.
And after that, she just kind of needs to be like on moderate rest for the next 4 to 8 weeks, and then she'll be good. Hopefully, she's gonna do like another test a month from now to see if there's any adult female heartworms left. But
do they X-ray or how do they test that?
I don't think they X-ray. I think they take a sample.
Oh, okay, like a stool sample.
Something, yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I think I might be wrong, but yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes tomorrow and Wednesday. She was fine with the first shot, but she's doing 2 back-to-back, so
Might be a little sore.
See. Yeah, it might be a little sore, and then we just need to make sure she's not exercising too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. How's your week? How you doing?
It was good. We took the kids to the fair on Friday.
Like, yeah.
Super fun. Kellen, I mean, we were smart and we got like the unlimited ride pass for the kids because Kaylee took one of her friends with us. And yeah, it was a blast. I mean, there were so many rides. He did like a bunch of slides and like blow up slides, and he did like a little mini roller coaster and stuff. Like he had a blast. Ate hot dog, cotton candy. I mean, he did the works, all the carnival fun stuff. Yeah. So that was fun. I think we got home. It was about 10:30. So we got home pretty late. Kellen had fallen asleep by that point. And then Brittany and I just hung out for a little bit outside. We stopped at 7-Eleven and got a pizza because they have a really good like 3 cheese pizza, and it's super cheesy. I mean, it's like one of the best pizzas I've ever had, and it's really good.
Damn. For 7-Eleven.
Yeah, for 7-Eleven.
Is it a frozen pizza or is it?
It is frozen. Yeah, it's frozen. Okay. And you can either have them heat it up for you, cook it in their oven, or you could just take it home.
Gotcha.
And I grabbed 2 and just took it home. Nothing better, man, than like just some beer and some pizza. I mean,
there's something about it. Just it's a perfect pair.
It's different. So yeah, we did that, and then Saturday I cooked I did some burgers and brats, and then I had to get up early Sunday morning and take our grandma to meet up near Charlotte with Dad so they could take her and then go to Florida. So
nice.
Then came home and took a nice big nap because I was pretty tired.
Dude, I've been taking some naps lately. Cause we wake up at 6:30 every morning with snacks, and we take her out.
I see you hopping on some games real early in the morning.
Yeah, like sometimes we'll like during the week we try to go to the gym.
Okay.
In the morning and just knock it out. But on the weekends it's like, you wake up at 6:30 and what do? Do you go back to sleep? Do you just stay up? Because like we take her on a walk and then we feed her.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, we could like a lot of the times we just go back to sleep on the couch or something. But sometimes I'm like, man, I could grind out some games, some Armored Core.
Yeah. Yeah, I got in the habit for a while. Like during my lunch break, I would take a nap, and then I would wake up kind of feeling a little bit groggy.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to not do that. I've been trying to either play because technically my lunch is from like noon to 1, but I eat lunch at like 11 while I'm working. That way on my lunch break I can play video games, I can go on a walk or something, do some laundry. So I mean, just so I have the hour of doing whatever I want. Been watching. I really got into the Pat McAfee show this week. I don't know if you've ever seen it on ESPN.
Seen a little bit of it.
Yeah, he's the kicker from, or he was the kicker of the Colts for a long time.
He's a personality.
The best show the best sports show I've ever seen. It's incredible. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like they, not that it
What's
matters,
the
but they cuss and stuff. Like they'll drop the f-bombs and stuff like that all the time. And it's on ESPN, so it's like kind of crazy.
wait
Um,
on like on TV on
well,
ESPN?
it's on ESPN. It's on like the ESPN app.
Okay.
I think it's on ESPN Plus. I don't know if it's on like regular ESPN, like the regular channel, but I always watch it on the ESPN app.
Do they do their show during games, or is it
No, they usually do it from like 12 to 2.
okay? Okay.
Yeah, they'll do it. I think it's Monday through Friday, 12 to 2, but they'll talk about predictions and stuff like that. All sorts of college
Yeah.
and pro football stuff. It's real good, man. It's you should give it a shot.
Yeah,
It's good for keeping up with. I usually don't watch a ton of sports stuff other than like just regular games, but the show's pretty good. It's pretty fire.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
check it out. I'm also trying to figure out a way to watch football on Sundays without having to get cable or get like YouTube TV.
So the best thing that I've done is download the NFL app and then watch Red Zone. Red Zone, you get to watch everything.
Okay.
It does it like it's one guy. It's like it's literally 7 hours of commercial free football. It's just a guy, and he highlights all the big drives, highlights every touchdown, every
In real time? Or...
yeah, in real time, yeah.
Okay.
And if you're watching one drive and you miss it, he'll say, "Oh, we're going back to watch so and so, throw an intercept," whatever the case is. So yeah, it's good. The NFL app, and then do Red Zone. I don't think you have to create an account. You might have to create like a free account, and then you can watch it, but you can only do it on your phone.
You can't do it on your computer?
You can't do it. I don't know if you can do it. I've never tried it on the computer, but usually like on Sundays, I'm probably playing a game and just had it set up on my phone, iPad or whatever.
Yeah.
But you might be able to do it on a laptop. That might be a good method. But so yeah, that was my week.
Okay.
Pretty solid. But yeah, let's dive into some games.
Let's get into some games. Should we? I know we're gonna discuss Armored Core pretty heavily while we're going through the boss rankings that we're gonna do. Should we talk about Lies of P first?
Let's tell me about Cocoon. I don't know what this is, and then we'll talk Lies of P.
It's from one of the main developers of Limbo and Inside.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
So kind of not as dark, definitely not as dark as those, but it's a puzzle game. The kind of the hook or the premise of the game is you're like a cicada, and
Sounds
you
very. I was gonna say actually, it sounds kind of like Hollow Knight.
yeah, a little bit. Except yeah, not really. It's like a top-down 3D puzzle game, but
Okay.
the premise is you start off in this world and you're making your way through this world pretty normally, doing puzzles, moving stuff around, and then you find this portal and you jump out and it pulls you out of the world, and then you can see the world inside of this little sphere that you can carry around.
Oh,
So
interesting.
you're outside, you're carrying this world from objective to objective, and then eventually you come across another world that you jump into, and once you go through that, you pull out, and now you can carry around both of these worlds. You can carry one world and go inside of another world and put that world inside of that world and jump in.
Whoa.
So
Okay.
it's kind of like
This is on
trippy
Game Pass,
Inception.
right?
Yeah, it's on Game Pass.
Okay.
So there's a lot of puzzles where like you're grabbing these objects or whatnot, you're pulling them out of a world, and then you're kind of like making your way to another world. It's a lot of trippy stuff. It's very confusing, but I'm really like, apparently it's like 4 or 5 hours long.
Okay.
I just started last night and I'm already 60% of the way through it.
Wow. That sound. Man, 4 to 5 hour experiences right now just feel so damn
We've
good.
been playing some long games between
Yeah.
Armored Core, Lies of P, Starfields.
Like
So this is-
like Separate Ways was perfect. Perfect
Yeah,
length.
Yeah, that was fantastic length. But yeah, this game's cool. Like there's bosses that the bosses kind of remind me of like a mix between Tunic and what's that one other really good 2D
Oh,
game?
Death Store.
death's door.
Yeah.
Like, there's no combat from your end. It's a lot of dodging and like doing different mechanics during the battles.
Okay.
And I'd say they're a lot easier. They're
Okay.
pretty easy for the most part. So there are bosses, there are a bunch of puzzles, and then there's like the whole mystery of like, what are you doing with these worlds? Why are you carrying them around?
Yeah.
All of them have like different abilities, so to speak, that you
Yeah, I'm
unlock
trying
after you
to
beat
trying to
them all.
visualize what you said about that. I guess it would make
just
sense
like-
once I pick it up and play it. But
Imagine you're in a world and then you go into the portal and like it's almost like your character jumps out of the world.
okay,
And it's like creates this little ball, and then you can walk into the ball and carry it around.
okay,
And then you
okay,
place it on a thing, and then you can jump back into it.
okay.
So you can't jump back in at any point. You have to do it like a pedestal type mechanism. But
Yeah,
that's very cool. Like very unique. Like I've never played a game that is quite like this. I think the puzzles are like I've been like tripped up on some puzzles. I'm like, how do I get from here to here? And then I realize that I can jump out and move stuff around outside of the world. And then
Yeah.
I can.
Did you ever? This is just the puzzle thing. Just kind of grabbed me. Did you ever play Braid back on the 360?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
So
that's one of those
pretty good.
games that I think is going to get lost in time because it never got a remaster, and I know the 360 store is shutting down.
Yeah.
But it was one of those like back in the day when they did like the summer arcade stuff with like Explosion Man and like this really awesome, like Limbo was part of that summer arcade. It was some of like the best indie games, and Brave was one of those. And it was kind of like almost Mario-esque, but there was a time mechanic where you could reverse time. It was really complicated and pretty challenging. But you said puzzle and it being like you got stuck on some stuff. Like I got pretty stuck on that game back in the day. But yeah, Braid.
Yeah. Great. Was that like the same summer as the mall?
I think it was. I think it was like the Mall, Explosion Man. Oh man, dude. Oh,
It's great. So that's a great summer of games right there. I remember
360 is so
Explosion Man as
goated,
well.
dude. Oh, so good.
Yeah, Cocoon.
We should play some Explosion Man at some point. Do some co-op of that.
Is there online co-op
There is, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's still there.
still operational?
If not, I mean, we can always play it local at some point. But
Yeah.
that was like some of the best co-op experiences I had with Diego. Oh, it was so good. Anything else about Cocoon? Sorry to
No, you're
tangent
good.
a little bit.
I mean, I don't want to give away too much, mainly because I don't know that much.
Yeah.
I'm just going along doing the puzzles and find some bosses. But yeah, check it out. It's
Yeah,
like I
I'll
said,
check it out.
5 hours, pretty short.
Yeah, we're kind of at like a finally at a lull in games. I mean, it's been just nonstop for like 3 months. That it feels
Maybe this
kind of
would be, like,
good.
the best quarter in gaming in a while.
I mean, it's been incredible. So yeah, I mean, is what's next? Is it Mario and Spider-Man?
No, not even. There's Forza Motorsport. There's Lords of the Fallen
Oh God, okay.
coming out. Yeah, I put that question on here as well. I guess we can talk about it real quick. But I mean, do you think this game is gonna be good? I watched some gameplay and
It looks really good,
it looks
man.
pretty awesome. And like I'm kind of in the Souls mood after
After Liza P.
Liza P and
There's
Armored
also I think tomorrow is the Aggro Crab demo. It's like the Souls-like crab game.
Yeah.
Is that coming out on everything, or is that just Steam or PC?
No, it's everything. I know it's coming to Switch, so it must be coming to
Okay.
the other platforms.
Yeah,
as well.
if that demo is going to be on everything, I'm gonna check it out. 'Cause that looks pretty cool.
Sure.
Ah,
Yeah,
man.
that one looked funny. I think it was showcased in a direct
Yeah,
at some point. And yeah, I've been watching the updates. It looks pretty cool.
yeah. I mean, I didn't. I'll take that back. I did play a little bit of the original Lord. Is it the Lord? Is it the Lords of
think
the Fallen? The new one.
is the Lords of the Fallen, and the old one was Lords of the Fallen.
Okay. So So yeah, I played the first one. I did not get very far. It didn't feel very good.
Okay.
Not the way that like Liza P, like I said last week, if you were to tell me From made that game, I would have believed it. with Lords of the Fallen, it felt like a lot, and it felt like a lot like what was that other Souls-like game that just hit Game Pass not too
Mortal Shell.
Mortal Shell. It felt like that.
Dude,
It
I
just
did not like that game.
it didn't feel good. I didn't get
so heavy.
yeah. It didn't feel good at all. This one didn't feel as heavy from what I remember as Mortal Shell, but it still didn't feel great.
Okay.
So I dropped it pretty quickly. But yeah, this one looks good.
Watch some like extended gameplays that recently came out, and it looks like Elden Ring. It's obviously not. It's more linear.
Yeah,
it's linear like a Dark Souls, but yeah, I mean the customization, that kind of stuff is there. All the weapons, all the armor sets, like might be onto something here. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? Another Souls-like coming out.
Another one. They're good, man.
Well, speaking of Souls-like, Liza P, Harrison, we've both been having some struggles. I was struggling last week with the final boss, and wasn't actually the final boss.
Yeah.
You've been struggling this week with
the middle boss,
the Master of Puppets. Yeah, like the mid boss.
Yeah, the Puppet King. It was
Puppet King.
Yeah, I don't think that's a spoiler. I mean, I think it's pretty heavily implied that you're going to fight a Puppet King at some point. Yeah, I didn't hate the boss. Relatively speaking, I think it's a good fight. It's fun. Well, I say fun up until I died like 50,000 times. Yeah, I got to that boss. I struggled for a long time. I was in a spot where I didn't really feel like there was a great farming spot. I mean, I was almost level 60, so I felt like I was pretty high up there. Yeah. And then there's that stupid like clown puppet thing that's right before that I haven't even beaten yet because it's just ridiculously hard. Has a lot of health and just like does a swirl attack that's, I don't know. It just does so much damage to you.
Do the perfect parry for that.
Yeah,
one.
And see, I think that the parry system isn't that good. I feel like it's very, I don't know. I just feel like there's something a little bit off with the parry system. I understand, Souls game, get good mentality, blah blah blah, but I feel like something's not quite right with it. I just could not. I can't initiate it as often as I feel like I should be able to.
All right, so let me ask you this. I struggle with it for a little bit, and I read some other people's advice.
Yeah.
When you're going for the perfect parry, are you clicking and letting go, or are you clicking and holding to block?
I feel like I'm probably holding it. Is it? Do you have to like tap it?
No, you're not. You shouldn't tap it.
Okay.
Because even if you fail the perfect parry, you should be able to block. And that should mitigate. I mean, that mitigates a lot of the damage. But
yeah,
like for a little bit, I was treating it like Sekiro, where you kind of tap it.
Yeah. No, I feel like I've been like trying to time it and holding it when I do, but
yeah, I
don't know. So yeah, I wasn't getting anywhere with the parry system. I wasn't getting anywhere with that one little mini boss right there. I didn't feel like there was really great farming spots. I was getting frustrated with like, I mean, the tree mechanic is like, there's a lot of mechanics in this game. You've got like the arm ability, you've got obviously your main weapons, and then you have the ability to split your handles with the sword. And I was kind of trying different combinations because it does matter. Like you could take one weapon that's normally slash, and if you switch the handle, it turns into more like a jousting weapon or like a rapier. So that was cool. So I was trying a ton of different things. I was trying, using the Spectre, but again, you have to use the tree currency
to run out. You're kind of screwed.
And you run out, and then you're like kind of waiting because it's like every 8 minutes or so that it replenishes one fruit, and I think it's only one fruit per, or I think it's maybe two. I don't know. So the most you can get is 4 of these things that you put into this cube, and then like the cube activates. The activation for that thing is so damn slow.
And you can upgrade that.
But... You can, but and then at this point I didn't think there was any other quartz quartz that I could get, so I was kind of stuck because I didn't really understand the tree, like, or not the tree, the the P organ, and that you had to have 2 in there to get that ability. I don't know if I probably just misread. I'm sure it explained it to me, but I didn't really understand that, and I just had stuff in all different spots, and I just felt super stuck, and I was getting very frustrated. And then they released the patch.
So did you respec?
I still can't. There's a point. I think it's in chapter 7 where you can respec. They didn't change that, so I couldn't just.
You can respec at any point now.
Where do you do that at?
If you go to the tree. Because I on my New Game Plus run, I went to the tree.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I missed, because I went to the tree to get more fruit, and maybe I just missed that.
Yeah. Okay. So you can respec your P organs, your level, your Legion arm.
Okay.
All of it. And it's cheaper now than it was.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll check that out. But yeah, I mean, I beat it second try. I mean, it was like ridiculous. And I haven't played it since, to be honest. I think it really killed my vibe for that game. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it after I finish Armored Core. I'm definitely gonna go back to it because I want to beat it. But it killed my momentum that I had, because I mean I probably died 40 or 50 times on that boss. I've never been, other than the owl fight in Sekiro, which I still haven't beat. I've never gotten this stuck on a boss before. And I felt that it was, I don't know. I didn't feel like it was a skill issue. I felt like I didn't have enough. Like the first phase just had so much health. By the time I got to the second phase, I had a plan or a strategy that I would use to fight him. I would pretty much just run and let him do like his big like sweeping attack and then get a couple of hits in. But eventually that failed. But by the time I got to the second phase, the Spectre would be either almost dead or dead, and like the second phase does so much damage to that Spectre that once the Spectre's gone, like it felt really hard to beat. But again, probably a skill issue on my part. I was running a Dex build, it's not Dex in this game. What is Technique build? So I don't know.
What was your weapon level up to? Like plus 5?
It was plus 6. It was the highest I think I could get up to that point without needing another item. And I had gotten a couple of weapons. I had gotten my first rapier up to plus 6, and then the electric coil I had upgraded to plus 6, because that weapon's actually really good because it automatically does electricity damage. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'll let you talk here in a second. I know I've been rambling, but
no, you're.
But yeah, like the first phase, like once they did that patch, which Xbox kind of sucks in this way, because it was like 2 days before I actually got to try it again, because like PlayStation's patch went through as soon as they tweeted out, and then 2 days later they finally said, okay, the Xbox patch is through. And I know it has to go through certification and stuff like that, but yeah, I mean the first phase's health went down like that. And then in the second phase didn't change. It was still just as hard. That health didn't change at all. And I didn't need it to. It was just that first phase I was wasting a lot of health and stuff like that.
Man.
So second try, I was through it, and I was just like, man.
Were you dodging a lot? Were you dodging or parrying?
I was. It got to the point where I was dodging. I just had to dodge. I couldn't parry that second phase.
Oh, okay. I think I was parrying the second phase, but I don't know. I really
parried a little bit, but I did dodge a lot.
Yeah.
And then I ended up taking items into it as well and using those, and that just kind of obliterated his health towards the end, which was nice.
Yeah, but items are pretty OP.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so I was really struggling on the final, main final boss, whatever. I'm just gonna call it the final boss.
Yeah.
I was struggling on the final boss. Same situation. It has 2 phases. One of them each with a health bar, and I had gotten to a point where like I had the first phase down, and like I could get to the first phase with only using like 2 or 3 health
Yeah.
potions or whatever Estus, whatever they're called. Pulse cells.
Pulse cells. Yeah.
I was only using 2 or 3, and I would go into the second phase with 6 pulse cells, 6 or 5 left. But then I would just get smacked around, and there's so much going on screen, like between the boss just being aggressive and then also having like magical attacks that it uses against you while it's attacking you with its club or its hammer or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was really struggling with that, and I beat it pre-patch, but like I got to a point where like I was like, okay, I have to just sit here and I can't use any summons or anything. I just have to learn the attack patterns.
Yeah.
And then I eventually got to a point where like I was going so quickly through the first phase and the second phase. I just had to play it enough where I learned it, and that worked. I think I probably got lucky as well. Like a lot of it is just like, what attack does he start with?
Exactly. Yeah.
Which one? Like, when is he gonna use his ults? I'm calling his big attack his ult. When is he gonna use that? Like, there's like this giant ult attack where it's a giant hand coming down and it's on a timer, so it'll go off like every 45 seconds.
Yeah.
And when it does, you have to run to the other side of the arena, but you also have to deal with the boss itself that's also attacking you. And like I kept getting to points where I was staggering him, and his health bar was white, so I could go for the heavy attack and go for the fatal attack or whatever, fatal critical attack. But the hand was coming down right where he was, so I had to like back off. I was like, shit, like I lost that opportunity to get that critical attack. So it was a lot of that, and then eventually I finally beat him.
Yeah, I know there's an upgrade in the P organ, but I struggle with. I would get their health halfway down and get the opportunity to do the charge attack when they're staggered, and I could never get it off, especially in that first phase because his attacks are so sweeping. It was very hard to get that off. And again, I know it's in the P organ and you can upgrade the length of which they stay staggered, but I mean we're talking like seconds.
Yeah. Oh,
so
and it's
very frustrating.
It's kind of bullshit too for the last few bosses, but once you like stagger them, like you stagger it, you should be able to immediately run up and into your crit. For the last boss, you stagger it, and then he'll do one more slap, and then he'll go down. And that was just pissing me off because I was like, dude, like I put in the work, like just let me
you're
get
staggered.
the word. And I think the final boss had the same thing, and I didn't struggle with that one as much. I beat that one within an hour. But
so the last boss, you would get it to where their health bar turns white. You would do the charge attack, and then he would do, after you hit him with a charge attack, he would then do one more swipe.
Yeah.
See, that's just like an FU, man. That's BS.
And like the boss right before that one, the one that's kind of like Melania. If you do the same thing to her, she'll do like 2 swings and then an electric pulse. So you have to not only dodge those 2 swings, but then you have to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Like you have to completely get out of the area for a second for that pulse. I was like, come on, man. Like just let me have the win for a second.
Yeah, no, they don't let up. And that's also the problem too I've had with this game so far. It's just I feel like
they don't let up.
Yeah, they just don't let up. They don't follow the same rules that you do with stamina. No. And again, I talked about it last week. I know it's puppets, but the human enemies are just relentless too, and it's super frustrating. When you're just getting destroyed and they're like, all right. Oh my God. Like, are you done with this attack? Jeez.
Yeah. Like there's one boss and it's the one I was just talking about, but that one does probably 10 attacks in a row.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, like, am I expected to perfect parry all of these? Am I supposed to dodge? Like, I don't know. I feel like I got lucky with that fight too, but
yeah. Well, it's like I got lucky with the Archbishop. I beat it in literally one try. I was like,
that's wild. That one took me a good minute to beat.
I felt godly. I was like, I could do anything now. then I hit.
It's so funny though. Like
sometimes it's just like that.
Try, but struggling with the Puppet Master, I struggle with the Archbishop, and I think I beat the Puppet Master within like 10 tries.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't know.
But then I struggled on the Swamp Monster for like 2 days.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I'm excited to get back to it once I finish up. I'll officially be done with AC here probably within the next couple days. But yeah, I'm excited to get back to it. But yeah, that definitely killed my momentum because I was really enjoying it up until that point. And just super frustrating. But there are like quality of life improvements with this game. Just like having Jiminy there that kind of explains the environment, what's going on is really cool. Yeah. When you take on a side quest and you get the item that pertains to the side quest, it highlights it within the chapter and tells you exactly, or near the Stargazer of where that NPC is at. That's super nice.
That's really awesome.
I kind of wish From would do that. They're not going to, but I kind of like that about that. Yeah, I mean, this game's great. It's a great Soulsborne, Souls-like, whatever you want to say. The gamer in me is like, damn, like I wanted to beat it pre-patch, like Radahn, from Elden Ring, but whatever, it's all good.
I mean, there's a reason they patched it. There's a reason they patched three separate bosses and then added further mechanical changes to the game.
Yeah, like and just like in the Spectre too. Like I didn't even. It was like I had like one more hit on the first phase of the Puppet Master, and my my Spectre had like maybe half health, and then I just healed him up with my cube thing, and then he survived the entire. I think he survived. Yeah, he survived the entire second phase.
Nice.
So like that definitely helped for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, it's great so far. Can't wait to get back to it. But Nick, I want to hear you say about some Armored Core.
Yeah, so I kind of took like the opposite route of you. Like I waited until I finished Lies of P, and I will say one of my favorite games of the year so far, Lies of P. But Armored Core, also one of my favorite games of the year so far. Yeah, I jumped back in on chapter 3. Like I think I had finished the Sea Spider and then done a few more chapters after that. But like I was, not that I didn't like it or that I didn't want to play anymore, but like Starfield came out,
and I did the same thing. I mean,
yeah. We both jumped off for a little bit, but then I jumped back in and didn't struggle as much as I did on Baltius and the Sea Spider for really the rest of the game. Like,
yeah, I don't understand why it was like both. I mean, I get it because like you just don't have a lot of weapons, but yeah, Baltius and Sea Spider were by far the toughest fights I had, except for. I did the bad ending on the first go. That was a pretty tough fight, but
okay,
good.
Yeah, one of the fights in chapter 3, or one of the missions in chapter 3, where you have to go through first area, then you go through another room of enemies, and then you have to fight like a PCA guy.
Yeah.
And if you die to him, you have to restart the whole mission. I think you had mentioned that.
Yes.
That one was super hard, and I ended up. I think that's when I switched to the dual wield Zimmermans.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the Zimmermans are goated. That's the build I used. So what was your main build through the entire game? Did you use like a bipedal, or did you go quad?
Yeah, I went bipedal.
Okay.
I was kind of going like medium weight.
Okay.
And then I had the Turner machine gun or assault rifle on my right hand, a Zimmerman on my left. I had the Songbird on my left shoulder, and then a plasma launcher. Dude, Songbird's so good. Sick. And then I just had like a plasma launcher on my right shoulder. So I would like
cool.
I would I would stagger him with the shotgun and then use the Songbird, and that worked pretty well. And I use that for most of the game when I was like doing like specific AC fights, and especially in the arena, because I did all the arena fights.
Cool.
But like if I knew I was fighting an AC, I would switch to the dual Zimmermans.
Yeah.
Because it just like eviscerates them completely. Yeah. I know it's kind of cheating, but like it's really satisfying to.
No, it's a build, man. It's a build.
It's a build. It's a build. It's in the game. But,
yeah, my main build was I did like the not upgraded, but like the the higher health quadrupedal legs, and I love that because you can hover, you can hover around, and like the health, you have so much health, compared to like the regular legs. And then I ended up getting, so you get the stun needle when you fight the ice worm.
Yeah.
You can get another one, and it's the best weapon in the game. It's incredible.
It's useful outside of that.
Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely.
But it's pretty slow, right? I guess not. I guess it's like a songbird.
It is like a songbird. Gonna go. But yeah, mainly what I would do is I would use. I ended up getting. I did use the Zimmermans for a little bit. And then once I beat the game, I unlocked these dual rocket launchers. That home, but they're kind of slow firing, so I could shoot one stun needle at the enemy, and hopefully it connects. I mean, it is easy to miss with that because it is pretty slow, but if you connect, it pretty much like almost staggers them. And by the time that hits and connects, the other rockets will come in, stagger him, and then I can hit him with the second stun needle. And then maybe if the other stun needle is loaded, I could blast them again.
Anyways, I just started blasting.
So that's the same build right now that I'm.
So you're going like heavy.
Yeah, pretty heavy. But I'm still quick. I can still dodge just about everything that I need to. I will say using like the laser sword is like probably the coolest thing in the game.
Did you get the moon? What's like the classic From Software, the Moonlight Greatsword type weapon? I think you can find it on the mission where you fight Cell 240. I randomly came across a TikTok that was like, here's how you find the Moonlight Greatsword in Armored Core 6. It's like
I don't know if I found that or not.
Beaten path a little bit. It's right before you get to the coral at the end of chapter 4.
Okay.
So it's like a long bridge that you go across. If you
Yeah.
jump off that bridge and go to, where all those like the circular enemies are.
Yeah, I hate those things. Yeah.
In the water. Yeah, if you get on there, I think there's an item. And it's the Moonlight Greatsword.
Okay, cool. Yeah, those enemies are on I think it's on New Game Plus. You have the option to side with the PCA, and instead of attacking the I can't remember the name. I should know the name. I've beaten this game so many times now. The big like the excavator thing that you have to go up, and you have to attack its leg so it falls down, and then you go up. And
what's that called? Is that one of the bosses here, or is that not technically a boss? I think that's the mission I'm on in New Game Plus right now. The Strider.
The Strider. Yeah, no. Is it the Strider? Yeah, it's the Strider.
Yeah, it's the Strider.
So instead of attacking the Strider, you have to escort it.
That's cool.
And in that mission, something happens, and then you have to fight like 10 of those like swirling whatever things from chapter 4. I had to switch up my build on that one because they're like really hard to aim at and stuff like that, and that mission was pretty tough.
Dang, so this game changes up a lot then.
It does, yeah. Once you get into New Game Plus, once you beat into both good ending and bad ending, you get the true ending, and it changes up a pretty good amount. Like stuff changes, which is really cool.
I just played the chapter 1 mission. It might be the one that you like made the wrong decision and had to go back, but it's the one where you can turn on the two red gun guys
when you're attacking the dam or whatever.
Yeah, you're attacking the dam.
So that initiates the alternate ending if you accept it. Which that's not the one I messed up. I think I messed up on. I messed up on the escort mission because escorting the Strider because it was just too hard and I got frustrated. So I was like, the guide that I had read, it didn't include that mission. So whoever wrote that guide messed me up essentially. So I got to the very end and I was like, wait, I didn't do this mission. I did this mission. And then I went back and looked at another guy, like a YouTube video, and it said, no, you gotta do the escort mission. I was like, damn. Okay.
That sucks.
But yeah, tell me about the. I mean, after I guess spoilers for Armor Core, but yeah, tell me how you felt about the I guess chapter 4 and beyond.
Chapter 4 and beyond.
Well, I guess Iceworm is the end of chapter 3, I think.
Yeah, that fight
Cool
was cool.
fight, right?
It wasn't hard, but like
No.
it was a very cool spectacle. I loved that. Yeah, that was such a cool fight. And then chapter 4.
Rusty's like, he always says like, I don't miss or whatever. Oh, dude, so badass.
Badass. And yeah, and then chapter 4 is when you go into the depths.
Yeah.
Of like that facility.
Did you die a lot on like the first ascent where you have to get past that thing that shoots the big laser at you?
I think I died like once or twice.
Yeah.
But man, like I had like a sliver of health when I got down to the bottom.
Yeah, well, I mean, once you get down there, it's like
it's
super easy. Yeah, to fight that boss. If you can call it.
Yeah, like I didn't really struggle with any of the AC fights until Cell 240.
Wait, no, which one was that one? Let me pull up.
Wait, is that their name?
Snail?
Cell 240?
Cell 240.
It's like the
the coral boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the right name?
Yeah, it's Ibis Cell 240. You're right.
Ibis Cell 240. Yeah, that one I struggled with for a little bit, and I switched up my build.
I did too. Yeah, I had to.
I think I was trying the dual Zimmermans, and I just couldn't get close enough, consistently. And then I just switched to like a machine gun and a Zimmerman, and that worked out. Like I beat him I beat the boss within like 30 minutes. So it wasn't too bad, but yeah, that one was really tough.
That was kind of the next big like tough boss that I had. That one was pretty tough. I switched to I think it's like the 6-shooter. It's like the little mini handgun shotguns.
Yeah, I haven't tried that one yet.
I used those two and 2 of the stun needles and beat them pretty quickly after I switched to that build.
Okay.
But that one worked out pretty good for me. But that was tough.
Yeah, and then the next one that I really struggled with, of course, was Baltius V2.
Yeah, Baltius makes a return. That one was tough.
And at the time, I thought I didn't have a pulse gun to use, so I didn't use one. But then I looked back and I was like, wait, I had one that I could have used, and that probably would have made it a lot easier to knock down its shield. Because I went back to like a similar build that I had with Baltius, and I probably shouldn't have done that since I had so many better weapons. But I don't know. I got
those stun needles. Those stun needles just obliterate those shields too.
Okay, damn! I need to use these stun.
Yeah, they're like some of the best weapons in the game.
I have a ton of money at this point, but
yeah, I think I've unlocked every weapon that I can buy. I think pretty much every weapon I can buy. I think I'm still need to buy like some cores and some arms and stuff, but I'm pretty much got everything.
Okay. Yeah, and then I guess spoilers, but you fight with a good ending. You fight Hadler.
Yeah.
Walter. Walter. You fight Walter.
Yeah.
That was pretty easy.
Yeah, he wasn't too bad. I died a couple times on him, but yeah, he's really not too bad.
Yeah, once you figure out how to telegraph his moves, it's it reminded me like of a more condensed version of Raven, of that fight.
Dude, that was also a cool fight too. Where
that was sick.
You're like, oh god, it's Raven. It's the OG. It's me. Which I think it does it use the same weapons that you have?
I think so.
Okay.
Because it used the same assault.
Yeah.
Blast that I had equipped.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I struggled on that one for a little bit. That fight. She got me a few times, but not too bad. How did you feel about the cool mission where like you're downgraded to like the super weak mech and you have to?
That one was stressful.
Yeah,
I ended up like pretty much flying through everything except for the end portion where Carla comes in.
Yeah,
and helps you out. That was cool too. I was like, wait, did I finish the game? No. I didn't finish the game.
Yeah.
yeah, it was, man, that ending, like overall, that ending was really good.
Yeah.
I thought it was super cool. I'm really excited to play through again and see the bad ending, and then maybe try to do it again.
Yeah.
For the true ending.
Yeah. It's different enough. Like on the at least the playthrough I'm right now, I've done it, but like Raven comes in at a different point, and attacks you. Just so it's definitely switched up a little bit. Each playthrough, so I think it's worth it to go through and see all the different endings and stuff like that. But yeah, it's good, man. It's so good.
Is it your number 1 or number 2 game of 2023?
I don't think. I think Tears of the Kingdom takes it still. I mean, I put 125 hours into that game, and it was just all fun. I don't know, man. Armored Core is really good. It's definitely like my second right now, I think.
Dang.
But I don't know. Once I sit down and like actually think about it, like I mean, like Dead Space, Resident Evil, it could just be a recency bias kind of thing right now.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know. But it's really good. Definitely recommended.
Yeah.
Well, you want to jump into some quick news and then we'll finish off with or do you want to just jump into the ranking? How you want to do it?
Let's get into the ranking.
Okay.
Since we're on the topic right now.
All right, let me get it switched over real quick.
I think the red ones.
Make sure.
I don't know how they're organizing this, but it looks like the red ones are the main bosses.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because like the yellow ones are. I mean, you could, I guess, technically consider them bosses, but I wouldn't consider them like main.
Student pilot, PCA warship.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's
G5, Iguaza, and Volta. Yeah, I don't think we could.
Yeah, we can just do like the main 5 or 6.
Okay.
Because there's some on here that are from Noob Game Plus and stuff like that. So we'll just we'll start with the first boss, Nick, Baltius.
Oh my God, is that the first actual boss?
I mean, outside of the HC helicopter. Yeah, it's the first boss. The first like main boss. I mean, there's like Sulia that you fight right before Baltius.
Yeah, I guess that. I mean, well, the Strider's right before it. I guess that's on here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Wait, are we ranking off difficulty or off of
just
overall ranking?
Just overall ranking.
Okay.
How much we enjoyed the fight.
Oh shoot! I mean, let's start with Strider.
Okay.
It's a very interesting boss. Like,
yeah, it's more of like it feels more like a level than like a boss. Like there's platforming. You got to destroy like its generators. I really liked it. I didn't. I think I died maybe once or twice to the actual main cannon. Yeah. Once you get there, but I thought it was a pretty solid. I thought it was a fun kind of gimmick boss.
Yeah, it was a fun gimmick boss. Very epic. In its nature, I'd give this one like a B or C.
I would go more. I think more B. I think it's pretty good. I think it's above average. Is Baltius next?
Yeah, let's do Baltius.
Okay.
Let's get this motherfucker out of the way.
Is it S tier?
Yeah, I think so. I haven't played him, or I haven't faced off against him post patch. Is he a lot easier? Is it a lot different?
I mean, on my new game plus run, I beat it in 30 seconds. I mean,
okay.
It's and again, I'm using the stun needles again, not to bring this up again, but those just decimate the bubble shield.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
let's put him in S. He's a really great boss. I know. We both struggle with him. I probably spent 2.5 hours. I
spent a long time. Yeah. It's definitely a very hard skill check in this game. And then it kind of, I mean, the Sea Spider's next, but Sea Spider,
right?
Oh yeah, the Smart Cleaner. I didn't.
Smart Cleaner, I would give that like a C.
Well, when was I know we're missing one that was similar to the Smart Cleaner. It's on top of the wall mission where you remember that one?
The Enforcer.
The Enforcer. Yeah, that's the one. That one's very similar to the Smart Cleaner.
Yeah, I think it's a bit easier than the Smart Cleaner. At least for me, I
Yeah.
struggled a good bit with the Smart Cleaner.
I don't know. Enforcer C. Do you think that's good?
Yeah, I would give Enforcer a C. It's hard. I feel like it's hard your first playthrough because you're learning how to pilot your AC, and like
Yeah.
you have to obviously get to its weak spot behind him. So you got to get on the booty.
Yeah, that could be kind of a pain because after Rusty leaves, because I think he leaves about mid health, so you really have to like do some dodges and get behind it. Could be a little bit of a pain. Similar with oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say similar to Smart Cleaner. Like once I figured out that I needed to change the build that I had, and really to switch over to like rocket launchers and the songbirds, it was pretty easy.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad once you got the right build, and just honestly just figured out the controls.
Yeah,
a little bit more.
What would you say the Smart Cleaner's at? I think it's a better fight than the Enforcer, but
I still think it's a C.
Yeah, I'll put it right in front of it.
Yeah, like I don't know. I think I mean a lot of these bosses are really like build based. This one you really need a specific build. Like you need the vertical launchers that can go into the top.
Yeah.
Into the smokestack, and then you need like some sort of heavy weapon. And I think like I was trying to run this with like machine guns and assault rifles, that just doesn't work.
No, he has too much health.
And maybe it does now with all of the buffs to a lot of the assault rifles and a lot of the like automatic weapons.
Yeah.
But yeah, back when I faced him the first time, I struggled a good bit.
I struggled hard. I was like, just got done with Baltius, and then I'm stuck again on Smart Cleaner. Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then I know there is what's after. Is Sea Spider next, right?
Yeah, I know. Do you remember Cataphract? It's like a tank.
That was chapter 2, I believe, right? Or is that chapter 3? It's chapter 3.
Is it chapter 3?
Yeah, it's the same. It's like right before you do the ice worm.
Okay. I don't really remember that fight, to be honest.
It's really actually kind of similar to the Enforcer. It's got like just a specific spot where you can hit it right in the middle. Mm-hmm. I would say it's faster than the Enforcer is. It's definitely I feel like it's probably a tougher fight, but
yeah. Yeah, we can jump on that one after.
Yeah.
Sea Spider.
How do you like Sea Spider? I thought it was a pretty good fight.
Yeah, I mean, I would give that one like I'd probably rank it A. I think it's
okay. I agree with that.
Just challenging enough. Like it definitely hit for a lot.
Yeah,
it did a lot of damage, and it was pretty quick. But at the same time, like if you were able to stun it or stagger it, you could do some serious damage if you had the right build. Like I know we talked, and I think I ended up switching to Songbirds at that point, and that did some major damage. And now I think this fight is essentially trivialized after the patch.
Yeah,
because they nerfed its health and damage output.
Yeah. That pounce attack it had was pretty devastating. And I haven't struggled with it on the New Game Plus. I did it a couple times on my second or third run, but nothing crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a great fight.
Yeah, I think so.
What's next? We don't have to include every single AC that you fight.
But were there any ones in particular that stood out? I mean, Rusty is a good one.
I mean, Rusty at the end of chapter, right at the end towards chapter 4. Raven was a fun fight. I'd probably put them like at A. I think they were just fun fights. They weren't insanely hard or anything.
No, they weren't.
but they were just like a cool moment in the game, especially Raven. Raven was cool.
Yeah, I'd put Raven above Rusty.
Where would we put Rusty at? Before or after Sea Spider?
Probably after.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Or yeah, worse ranking, I guess.
Well, before, I guess after would be. I don't know. Do you think it's better than the Sea Spider, Rusty?
Nah, well, no, I would say Sea Spider's probably better.
Okay. So Raven. This is on the A tier. Raven, Sea Spider, and then Rusty.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Yeah, Raven was just a cool moment. Because you assume that the pilot's dead. I mean, you never actually see the pilots themselves in the game, but
yeah, and you're going into that mission to do cleanup, right?
Yeah.
There's.
Well, no, you're going to defend.
Yeah,
that
right.
area, and it's already
died.
Yeah, it had already been destroyed. Yeah, there's honestly like a lot of like kind of forgettable AC fights that you do.
Like student pilot.
Yeah, that's
Rummy.
That's like the test AC.
Swinburne. I don't even remember.
Rummy was funny because like you kill him so fast, and he's just like big mad stomp or something like that.
Yeah. Honest Brute was a cool fight. That was the guy with the flamethrower.
That one was pretty cool.
I had fought him in the arena before.
Yeah.
I actually did the mission, so I kind of knew how to tackle him.
I would probably say it's like a B, maybe B fight.
Yeah, it's like a B fight. Do you remember Juggernaut?
Juggernauts.
Oh wait, is Juggernaut the one that you have to get behind?
Oh, maybe it's not the Enforcer. What was the Enforcer?
Oh, the Enforcer was a chapter 4 boss. The one that starts. It starts off the battle with a big laser. It's I think it's at the end of Depths 3.
The big laser. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I think it's still keeping at sea, but
yeah, I think so. Because that was when like you blow up the generator or whatever, and then you get trapped in that little arena and you have to fight it. Is that the one you're talking about?
With a time limit?
Yeah.
No, it's like an actual. It's not. I guess it's an AC, but it's like a big boss.
And it's at the end of Depths 3.
Yeah, either Depths 2 or Depths 3, but you walk into this like.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about now. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the end of Depths 2.
Depths 2, and then Depths 3 is the one where you're stuck in the.
Yeah.
The room.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I'd still probably put it at C. Maybe higher, but
I mean, we could put it at B. Do we think it's better than the Strider?
I don't think it's better than the Strider.
Better than Honest Brute?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say so.
Okay. I can dig it.
And then Juggernaut is the one that's that one can go and see.
Yeah, I've got it right behind the smart cleaner.
Okay.
Is Iceworm next?
Yeah. Shoot, I mean,
it was a gimmick boss, right? It wasn't particularly challenging, but I still thought it was a cool moment.
I would almost put it in S simply because all of the characters are working together.
I will say S. We'll say S.
It's a very cool fight.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's kind of a breather, right? It's not too difficult, but it's a very big spectacle. Very big moment.
Unless on the third attempt you don't kill it, then you just lose the mission, which is kind of sucks, but
oh really?
Yeah. And then like the cataphract, it was that one that's very similar to the. I'll probably put that in C behind the smart cleaner. They're kind of all the same, really.
I don't remember this one.
The cataphract.
Yeah.
It's the PCA mission that you choose. I think it's a decision mission maybe, but you can choose to kill it. You may have not done it, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe I didn't.
Let's see. So we already talked about. Did we talk about Rusty yet? Yeah, we talked about Rusty. That was the end of chapter, or right towards the end of chapter 4.
So then Ibis sells 240 would be the end of chapter 4.
Yeah. I don't know. Are we putting that one S tier as well? Or A? It's a 2-phase boss fight. It was kind of, I don't know. It was pretty challenging.
I would argue for A.
Okay.
And that's only because I think Cell 240 moves a bit too quick for the game's camera.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And it kind of breaks the camera a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an argument against it or if that's just a get good statement, but
I would say
just a tiny bit unfair in that regard.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I think that's fair.
I still think it should be high A. I think you could argue that it's better than Sea Spider.
Well, what about Raven? We've got Raven ahead of Sea Spider.
Oh, Raven ahead of Sea Spider.
Yeah. Do we think Ibis is better than Raven? The Raven boss fight?
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know, man. Raven was a really cool moment.
Yeah, Ibis was cool too, though.
It was cool.
You think they're dead? You're like, damn, that did pretty good.
Yeah, I think Ibis. I think it deserves top of A. I think so.
Okay.
So A, we've got Ibis, Raven, Sea Spider, Rusty.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
I guess Carla and Chatty. That was a relatively significant fight.
And yeah, this one really depends on where you split in the story. I don't know. My initial one I went bad, so I didn't fight Carla initially. I was like, man, I don't want to kill Carla. But I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like Chatty's like up in the top part shooting you, so it's like kind of annoying. Yeah. One of those like dual boss fights, it's like kind of annoying, but if you take out
other one, both of them on you, like
yeah, I guess so. I thought it was good. I thought it was, I don't know, high A or low A, high B maybe. It didn't have like any particular like really cool moves that I remember.
Yeah, I would argue for B for this one.
Okay. High B, higher than the Strider, or between the Strider and the Enforcer. I think it's better than Honest Brute, but
yeah, I think between Strider and Enforcer.
Okay.
I think it's one of the more memorable, like double boss fights.
Yeah, I think so.
Fights.
And then you fight the Smart Cleaner again. Did you do that on your?
Yeah, I did that one. Yeah,
it's kind of the same. Honestly, I think it was a little bit easier because you had Rusty, right? Helping you.
You don't have Rusty.
You don't have Rusty.
He helps you on the mission, but then
he leaves. Okay.
It's still just you.
Okay.
Fight.
Yeah, it's the same, right?
I don't know if we need to throw it up, but
and then you fight
actually the same.
Then you fight Snail, which is he's got Baltius again.
Wait, sorry, what did you just say? Did you say Smart Cleaner?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought you were talking about Baltius. Yeah, Rusty does help you with Smart Cleaner.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I think that fight's a little bit easier, obviously with Rusty's help.
Oh yeah, Smart Cleaner was definitely way easier with Rusty.
and then you fight Baltius again. I thought it was way harder the initial time, obviously. But I still did struggle a little bit with this one, but not nearly as much as
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I
original.
still struggled.
Yeah.
On this one for sure.
And then is that it, right? I think that's it.
Then Walter?
And then just Walter. Which I don't know. Wasn't a particularly hard fight, but it was a cool moment, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things. It wasn't too difficult, but it's relatively impactful. I don't know if I'd even, I mean, would you put it above Raven? I still think Raven.
I think Raven's still cooler.
Yeah, I think it was a cooler fight. I think Walter has an awesome moveset.
Yeah.
But fighting against yourself
was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So do we think Walter is better than Sea Spider?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, I mean, we could talk about more stuff, but obviously you haven't done New Game Plus yet, so there's some boss fights that you just haven't done.
Yeah,
and some I haven't done either, too.
And I know this is more like we don't have anything in D or F. I think some of these on here.
Oh yeah.
Like Invincible Rummy, I'd put that one in D. Student Pilot, I'd either put that one in D or F. Like that's a nothing fight.
Yeah, I mean, and it's supposed to be kind of a nothing fight. Just yeah. I mean, and you got like the HC. I mean, the HC helicopter was kind of the first boss, right? That was the end of the tutorial mission, and that one was kind of tough.
Maybe we should include that one because that one was a bit of a skill check too. I died a couple of times.
I did, one. Yeah. I don't know, like a C maybe? Like
yeah, I'd still put that like bottom C, maybe D, but I think it's like a relatively good introductory boss.
Do we like it better than the Smart Cleaner, or is it behind the Smart Cleaner?
I think it's behind Smart Cleaner.
Better than Juggernaut and Cataphract?
I can't give an opinion on Cataphract, but I think he's probably better than Juggernaut just because it teaches you a good bit about the game.
Yeah, I agree. I think I agree with that. Okay. Well, I think that's really. Yeah, I think that's probably everybody.
Yeah, I think those are the main ones.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's some on here that probably I don't know. They're just kind of I don't really remember them just because they're kind of like nothing fights.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll go down the list and we'll so starting at C, high C, we've got Smart Cleaner, HC Helicopter, Juggernaut, and Cataphract. Starting going up to B, high B, Strider, Carla and Chatty, the Enforcer, Honest Brute. High A is the Ibis, Cell 240, Raven, Handler Walter, Sea Spider, and Rusty. And then high S, number 1, Baltius, and then Iceworm.
It's a pretty good list.
I think so. Okay, yeah, cool.
Oh yeah.
Lots of boss fights in this game. Tons of them.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's briefly talk about the news here, as my voice is starting to die on me. Jim Ryan has, is he leaving PlayStation altogether, or is he just stepping down? That wasn't clear to me.
I think he's leaving altogether. He's retiring.
He's just retiring, okay.
Yeah.
I know that he had said a lot. It was mostly due to him having to travel so much.
Yeah, traveling between his home
in
the UK and traveling to the US.
Yeah.
It's taking a toll. I didn't know he'd been with PlayStation for 30 years.
I didn't know that either. Yeah, he had been there since.
I thought he had just stepped in a few years ago as the head.
Yeah. So he's been there for a long time. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of his going into this generation. Just again, we talked about it before, but doesn't believe in, cross gen, and here we are, Spider-Man really being the big first, you know, big game for PS5. Um, and they were the start of the $70 games. They up their price of their console in other territories. They increased the PlayStation Plus tiers without offering anything new. So, like, for me, as someone who doesn't have a PS5, I don't have a huge incentive yet to get one, and it seems like it's been pretty negative.
Yeah.
I mean, Returnal, which you can play on the PC. Forspoken is like another PS5 exclusive. Final Fantasy 16, and then Spider-Man. So there really hasn't been a ton, and Xbox hasn't had a ton either. But
you could say Starfield is their first.
Yeah, Starfield's really their first as well. But I think Xbox has had a lot of goodwill going up until this generation, and obviously they haven't delivered on the games, of course. But yeah,
but
a lot of
A
negativity.
lot of Game Pass wins.
Yeah.
For Xbox. I mean, not to make it this versus that, but like.
I mean, lots of P. I mean, there's just a lot of good stuff.
I just haven't loved this generation. I don't love that PlayStation is pushing more towards third-person action-adventure games. I wish they would kind of branch out and at least try something different. Like, I don't want to just keep playing The Last of Us and Uncharted and those kinds of games forever. Ghost of Tsushima. Like, they're all kind of following the same formula. And, like, with Nintendo and Xbox, like, they have different IP. They have different types of franchises that are doing pretty well, and I just think PlayStation needs to diversify a little bit and start investing into these smaller budget games that have a different style to them. And I think
and I don't think they're gonna, after Jim Ryan's gone, I don't think they're gonna deviate too far from what his legacy was and the direction he had PlayStation go. I don't see them really changing course. I think they're gonna kind of stick with what they've been doing, which is fine. I mean, they've had some of the best great games of the generation, of the last two generations. So I mean,
yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to. They haven't announced who like his replacement is, right?
No, not yet.
Okay, I know there's like a fill-in, but I can't remember his name. But I think April of next year is when he's done. So yeah, excited to see who they fill his shoes with, and maybe if some different things can happen with PlayStation, that would be great. Just to diversify some stuff a little bit.
I mean, whoever comes in and can get me Bloodborne 2,
right?
Bloodborne remastered, like anyone who has a focus on like the Japanese-based studio, like the Japan-based studios would be really cool, because then we could start to see some more diverse games.
Yeah.
Just give me Bloodborne 2, man. Come on.
If people are not happy right now with now that they announced like the Spider-Man bundle, people are not happy that they can't just buy. It was such a weird thing for them to limit the Spider-Man plates. The like, why didn't they just have? Because there's a lot of people that are very upset that they can't just buy them.
Are they out of stock?
They I think they were just limited. They weren't making a ton. And Insomniac even came out and said, we have nothing to do with this. This is not us. We're. So
now, I mean, how can they get a special edition? They can't.
I don't think you can. And I don't. Did they ever sell just the faceplate separately? They did, right?
I thought, yeah, they did.
Okay. So yeah, I don't know why I don't know. I think a lot of PlayStation fans were a little peeved about that. Kind of felt like they got the middle finger from PlayStation. The hardcores, that wanted these plates and just couldn't get them for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
And then next up, we'll talk about it too much here, but Epic Games is laying off roughly 15% of their workforce, 900 employees.
And that's off the back of Fortnite kind of transitioning to like creator focused content, which isn't as lucrative. or at least not as lucrative as selling battle passes and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
they're taking a hit. I think they should have. I mean, every company hired a ton of people during COVID.
Yeah.
Everyone overhired. Everyone was probably not. I mean, not overpaying, but just hiring, going on hiring sprees and hiring too many people, and it's catching up to them, and the revenue isn't sustainable.
Yeah.
To hold that many people, and they should have planned for that better. Like,
but none of these companies did. They just thought that, I mean, because they were such a, like, gaming took such a huge increase in revenue across the board during COVID, just because everyone was home playing video games.
Yeah. They thought it would last forever.
They thought it would last forever, and
it wouldn't.
I was listening to I don't know if you listened to this podcast, but Rebel FM, Arthur Geese was talking about how companies like Embracer Group that are just acquiring all these studios. They've acquired a lot of studios that other studios were contracting to help them, complete games, and that way, they could, once they're done, they could, they're done with their contract and they can go on and do another contract. But stuff like Embracer has acquired those groups, acquired those game devs, and now there's not as many contracting game developers anymore that have their own studios. So they're forced to hire, game devs, and then once a game's done, regardless of how well it sells, they've got to be let go and laid off because it's just not sustainable. And Fortnite's not, I mean, yeah, it's like the biggest IP in the world and does crazy numbers, but eventually that's gonna dwindle down.
Yeah. And like being able to contract out, like that's good on both sides because it helps the studio develop a game quicker. It also helps the studio that's doing the work. Like they have, consistent revenue for a little bit while they're working on like something else, while they're working on their own game. So
yeah, and then they once they're done with that contract, they can get another contract. So yeah, it's unfortunate. I know it's right before a fiscal year, so like obviously stuff like this is going to happen, and it happens across the board. It always sucks to see people losing their jobs, of course. And I did respond to this one, or I quote tweeted this one person that was like, because everyone's like, this is like one of the best years in gaming and blah, blah. And they're like, no, it's not. It's one of the worst, like so many layoffs. And I'm like, yeah, but like, I get what you're saying, but also like every industry has layoffs. And while it's good to talk about that stuff, because that stuff should absolutely get better, don't like poo-poo on other people that want to like talk about how good the games are, because like I don't know, you can't always just focus on the negative stuff. You got to enjoy the great games that we're given, and I think that's important too. But obviously, like people losing their jobs is horrible, but
and it's unfortunately like a lot of studios that have put out critically panned games, like those are the ones that are getting hurt the most. Like what was the studio behind Forspoken that kind of got
I don't even know their name. I can't remember.
Down, or they got like merged into Square's other studios, and then the Saints Row devs. Like
it's hard to make. And again, with these contracting developers, like how needed that they are. I mean, when you have 1,000 people to ship a game, and then if it's just a single player game and you're not owned by Microsoft or Sony, you're probably gonna have to lay people off once you're done, because it's just not sustainable. You once a game ships, I mean, you don't need 100% of the staff, and that and that's just kind of the truth. You probably need 30% maybe to work on bugs and patches and stuff like that.
And unless you're starting in another game right away,
it's tough.
It's unfortunate. I don't have a solution, but I mean, contracting.
Yeah, I mean, I even heard stuff like Larian Studios, Baldur's Gate 3, and they might be laying off people soon. It just as massive as that game was, it's just not it's just not sustainable. But hate to end it on a bummer, but here we are.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think that there wasn't a ton of news this week.
Hmm.
When is Game Awards isn't until December, right?
Yeah, it's normally like December 10th. Around
Okay.
that.
I think it's like like the 8th or something like that. I know it's a Thursday, but okay. Cool. Well, we got we got Mario Wonder coming out soon. We've got Spider-Man. Are you going to be picking up Spider-Man too?
I don't know if we'll get a day one.
Okay.
I might pick up Wonder first and play that. I don't know. It depends on,
because Alan comes out like a week later, and that game
Yeah.
looks
I definitely want to play that before Halloween.
that game looks insane.
Yeah.
Ugh, that game
So
looks incredible.
We'll see if I pick up Spider-Man 2 immediately.
Okay, I do want to play. Yeah, it looks incredible, but
Mhm.
I know. I think reviews go out like October 18th or something like that, 17th,
Oh my
18th.
God, everyone and their mother tweeted, I'm in possession of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
You'll have a review on this date at this time. Like such a brag.
yeah. We'll see. I just want those inches that Venom.
19 inches of Venom.
Didn't they tweet that exact like phrase too? Okay.
They're like, get yourself 19 inches of Venom in this special edition. What the hell are you talking about?
Oh well, that's funny.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, that is I think it's gonna wrap up the show. We'll be back with more with I'll probably talk a little bit more Liza P next week. Maybe some more AC. I think we've about exhausted that talk. And anything else you're going to be catching up or playing this week?
Probably Cocoon, and then I don't really know what else, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, I'll either do Liza P or Armored Core some more, just
Okay.
to run through those again. But
Cool.
Yeah,
We'll see.
it's been a crazy month for gaming. So
It has been.
I'm glad it's coming to a lull.
Yeah.
Until next week.
Yeah, until next week. All right, guys. Well, go follow us on all of our socials. It's all in the description below. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.